Shalom, Kahala, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bahashim Kakwadash, double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops of GMS, including the elders that came before them that taught us his truth. And shalom and salutations to all the brothers out pushing the word of truth and in sincerity, the hopeful elect tabernacle of David. Shalom also to the Aqua that are paying attention, listening, and being a pillar of rest and not a pillar of stress. I got to add that now. All right, so shalom. I want to start. We're coming to Second Ezra here, but let me quickly get, what is it? Second Peter? Second Peter 4 and 7. Yeah. First Peter. let's find out. 4. Let's see. Yep. All right. So First Peter 4 and 7. But the end of all things is at hand. Right. And we should be able to see that clearly right now with everything going on and ratcheting up. All right. And I'm going to make this short and sweet. It's just, hey, stay on your watch. Keep your eyes wide open. Now's not the time to be, pussyfooting around or out there without your head on a swivel. Be ye therefore sober. I'm not talking about, it's talking about sober in this doctrine, right? Not be drunk with wine, one way or the other, spiritually or drinking too much. And watch unto prayer, okay? So stay prayed up, stay watched up. All right, this is very important. This scripture is very important right now. All right, and that's the whole gist of the lesson. And we're at the end. Okay, they can shut the lights out at any moment. If they shut the lights down for the next if they shut off all the power for the next 3 months, what are you going to do? You ready for that? That's the question. All right, and you have the instruction. But the point is, hey, we're in that time. What time? The end of all things. All right. Now, back to Second Ezra 5. We'll start at the top. Second Ezra 5 and 1. Nevertheless, as coming the tokens, right? What are the tokens? The prophecies. Behold, the days come that they which dwell upon the earth shall be taken in a great number, mass death. You ready for that? When they shut down the grid, right? How are they going to get everybody to take that C-hip? They got to bring that chaos. How do you bring that chaos? You shut down the power grid. Then that mass death comes. You think a little Juneteenth celebration was buck-ass wild? You wait. All right? Mass death. The days come that they which dwell upon the earth shall be taken in great number. Okay, that's not a good thing. This is not talking of getting beamed up. This is talking about taken out. And the way of truth shall be hidden. Okay? And the land shall be barren of faith. But these are not good things. All right? But iniquity shall be increased above that which now thou seest, or that thou hast heard long ago. All right, going back to what? Matthew 24 and 21, going to Daniel 12 and 1, right? Jeremiah 30 and 7, right? Jacob's trouble. And the land that thou seest now, Salakia, I don't want to go there. But iniquity shall be increased above, right? Sin upon sin shall be increased above that which now thou seest, meaning more to come, or that thou hast heard long, or has ever been long ago. Salakia. Okay? This is the time that we're in, the time of the end. It's just going to ratchet up, and no pun intended, ratchet up. All right, now we're going to jump down to 7. All right? And the Sodomitish sea shall cast out fish. What could that mean? All right. The Sodomitish sea of people shall cast out fish and make a noise in the night, which many have not known, but they shall all hear the voice thereof. Of what? The Sodomites are coming out, and they don't even have to come out no more. They're born out. All right? There used to be a time called in the closet. All right? As R. Kelly. All right? There shall be a confusion also in many places. All right? There's great confusion jumping off right now. Okay? Babylon. This name, this word right here, describes Babylon, the land of confusion. There shall be a confusion also in many places. Babylon has influenced the world at this point. You got, what's this vice president's name? I forget her name. She's over in Africa doing what? Pushing this. All right? Whatever her name, I can't think of it at the moment. And the fire shall be oft sent out again, and the wild beasts shall change their places, and menstruous women shall bring forth monsters. This is easy. Look at Jake. Look at these Jakes out here. You don't need legs to twerk, just a wheelchair to take you out to the center. Okay? Getting shot in the face and big up in it. Right? And salt water shall be found in the sweet, and all friends shall destroy one another. Then shall wit hide itself, understanding withdraw itself into its secret chamber. Here comes that famine. So here we are in the Sodomitish sea. Okay, confusion everywhere. All right, and the fire shall be off sent out again. Look at Canada burning up. All right, and the wild beasts shall change their places. What does that mean? The beasts are confused because this devil is encroaching upon their space. And menstruous women are completely out of their mind. Exactly where Esau wants them. Confused with each other. Where's Janelle Monáe? Okay, this is what is being pushed, right? The Sodomitish sea, casting out fish. Okay? Clearly indicating we're at the end, right? And this place must be destroyed because the sign of great destruction is what? What is the actual meaning of the rainbow? Well, that the Most High destroyed the fuck out of this place. But next time he's not going to do it with water. That's what it means. Next time he's going to do it with fire. And what do you see all around? You see the rainbow flag, don't you? Okay, well, is this Pedro? Okay, we're going to go to Pedro V here. What time are we in? Pedro V 5 hours ago. It says this video highlights most things going on, mostly because this is also something the whole world is experiencing as well in the spiritual warfare, whatever. That's it. Okay. God is warning the world. Time is running out. What? Even Pedro knows where to go. 1 Peter. But the end of all things is at hand. What did Pedro say? Time is running out. The end of all things is at hand. All right, so I jumped up to like 3:37. We're going to let him talk from there. We're going to watch the animals change their place, among other things. All right, so we'll try to keep it short.
We've seen this with many things, including with the rainbow. This is the design, and which is why true believers are going to be tried in those times. Now, I won't show too much of this Pride event, nor will I speak too much on it for such reasons, which is why we focus on what is important, but also why we shine light on what this means and why we must be ready spiritually for anything and everything. Now, there's a lot going on as we see things also unfolding with the way people and places are targeted. It is definitely going in high gear. There was a story that came out in Texas and thousands of fish washing up to the shore.
The heat is also having an impact along beaches in Brazoria County, where tens of thousands of dead fish have washed ashore along Quintana Beach, just west of Surfside.
Well, a cleanup effort is underway after tens of thousands of dead fish washed up on the Texas Gulf Coast this weekend. Officials say the fish suffocated because of low oxygen levels in the water.
Not just fish, but all kinds of life in the ocean are popping up, and even ones that have not been seen before. Some even looking mutated by perhaps radiation and other toxins dumped in the waters.
Video of this odd creature swimming near a bridge not too far from Pawleys Island. The video was forwarded to the Department of Natural Resources. They have no idea what it is. Then it was forwarded to the Marine Resources Research Institute. They really don't know what it is either. They said it could be a sea slug, but they're really not sure. As you take a look at the video, we don't know what it is either tonight. A lot of people have some guesses out there, though.
I looked up a sea slug. It didn't look anything like a sea slug. And then one of the people said it could be a cuttlefish. I looked that up too. Didn't look much like that. I mean, to me, it looks like a bird flapping its wings underwater.
It sort of does, doesn't it?
Like, of course it's not, but I mean, that motion looks very much like a wing flap.
But it looks like it's got a beak on it as well.
I don't even...
I don't know.
We are seeing animals in places they aren't normally at. Habitats are changing, wildlife are being killed, populations are being moved. Maybe that's why many people are seen coming through the borders. Most are making a way to live, and then others are using that as a way to see a weak spot in the U.S. or other countries where migrants are moved around because of wars, etc.
Moving to the southern border now, many migrants facing dangerous conditions in Mexico as they await possible asylum. And now that danger could actually prevent them from getting into the country.
Multiple reports now that members of the Biden administration are kind of worried and concerned about what comes next when it comes to immigration, and dangers along the southern border are already preventing legal entry.
I've seen a lot of articles about bears being seen in places they wouldn't normally be at. And even one video showed a bear swimming out of the Florida waters.
We have more wacky beach stories, sightings for you, with some hammerhead sharks spotted in the shallows in Orange Beach.
Yeah, get this. A bear. Not kidding. A bear actually swam ashore in Destin. And as Paul Murphy reports, it was all caught on camera.
Sunday, about 2 hours east of Orange Beach in Destin, Florida, swimmers spotted a young black bear in the water. The animal swam ashore, ran past sunbathers on the beach, crossed over the dunes, and disappeared.
I've been to the beach a lot. I've never seen a bear at the beach, but I don't think it's animal Armageddon. I think it's just animals are doing their thing.
Which was really weird, so you could imagine what is happening out there, and the animals even being forced to survive and find a way, just like the rest of us will have to do eventually because of certain agendas being placed on all life as we speak.
A series of frightening attacks by orcas, better known as killer whales, on boats off the coast of Spain and Portugal has both sailors and scientists baffled.
It's part of a wave of orca attacks, at least 3 boats sinking in recent weeks. Researchers saying orca encounters in the area have been increasing since 2020. More than 20 interactions recorded just this month. Last year, 207. Including this one in the Strait of Gibraltar. An orca is seen chewing on a piece of the boat. Now, marine researchers are asking why.
Earlier this week, we brought you this incredible video of orcas swimming off the coast of the Cape. Well, today we're hearing from the New England Aquarium scientist who spotted the pod from the sky.
Scientists from the New England Aquarium got quite the sight as the aerial survey team spotted a pod of 4 killer whales swimming south of Nantucket last weekend. While there have been killer whale sightings in our coastal waters before, seeing the adult male, adult female, and 2 juvenile orcas was a first for the team in over 10 years of flying.
Probably not what you want to see when you're on the beach. A large group of sharks captured on this video near the shore in South Baldwin County. As WKRG News 5's Blake Brown reports, swimmers say it was much too close for comfort.
Yeah, that video was taken on Saturday, but visitors here are still watching the water closely. When you think of a relaxing day on the water, this is probably not what you're expecting to encounter.
We were actually in the water, and some of the people on the coast were saying, "Shark, shark," and so we saw it. It went right behind these two. They were out in the ocean, and you could see the dark shadow of the shark go by.
We all know they're out there, but sharks have been making their presence known closer to shore. In the past few weeks, there have been several sightings and close encounters.
Recently, seen 3 different individual tiger sharks in the last week. So there's definitely seems to be higher numbers now, higher amounts of curiosity.
Scientists are working to figure out why a deep-sea fish is washing ashore in Oregon. Oregon State Parks shared this photo of a lancet fish on social media. They say several of the fish have washed ashore on Oregon's beaches in the last few weeks from Nehalem south to Bandon. They say this lancet fish was found alive, the one you see here, and returned to the ocean. Oregon State Parks say that the fish live in tropical and subtropical waters and can migrate as far north as the Bering Sea. NOAA says that the fish are scaleless and have fangs, large eyes, and a sail-like fin and a long body. You see it there.
Can't eat them, Jake. No scales.
They can grow to more than 7 feet long and are one of the largest deep-sea fish. If you see one, you're asked to take a photo and post it with the tags Oregon State Parks and NOAA Fisheries West Coast.
I said in my last video that it does seem like Texas and Florida are targeted because of the way things are. Those individuals are heavily watched and tested. We see a lot of Americans, those who love America, that will fight and defend their freedoms. And many are believers. This is why such attacks happen and why when things get chaotic, we must not lose faith or hope, because that is the way to weaken you and want to snatch you away.
This year, police arrested a Christian man exercising his right to free speech on a public sidewalk at a pride rally in Reading, Pennsylvania.
Up the Sodomitish Sea.
Damon Atkins explained to FaithWire's Dan Andros what happened when he encountered the police officer who arrested him.
I was going to say God is not the author of confusion. And soon as I said God, he was on.
Confusion. Great confusion. Right? That could be a Jake you don't know. Right? But we know what this is. This is confusion. Here it is. You got the rainbow, which comes straight out of the Bible. It's a signal, a symbol of Yahweh Shemel Shai. And what? You got sodomites over here raging. Okay? And got protection. They're a protected class. Okay, what the hell?
On a public sidewalk at a pride rally in Reading, Pennsylvania. Damon Atkins explained to FaithWire's Dan Andros what happened when he encountered the police officer who arrested him.
I was going to say God is not the author of confusion. And soon as I said God, he was on me.
Well, at the beginning, I realized that what had happened to me was rather important, and it affected freedom of speech. It's freedom from forced speech. I said to myself that this affects every single person. So I was also very much challenged in the last couple of months by the situation with Joshua Sutcliffe, who is a Christian teacher. His records show that he's an excellent teacher, but he lost his job. He was struck off from the teaching profession on the off chance that within a 2.5 year period, he might have used a wrong pronoun, according to the Teaching Regulation Authority, on at least one occasion. As a doctor, I felt very, very grieved at that. And I felt, again, that our profession are responsible for that, because we know very well that a person cannot change sex. It's just that we choose to go with the political flow and not to stand up for the obvious truth.
I mean, would there be any world in which somebody in your position would have critiqued Christianity, let's say, and would have been let go from their position just for critiquing Christianity. Is that something that would have ever happened?
That won't happen. It's everybody critiques Christianity, and sometimes they're quite vocal about it. There's no comeback. If there are certain things you can critique, which you will not. So those are the days we're living in. As a Christian, I feel very sad about that, but I hope, by God's grace, to be a testimony and a witness to the Lord Jesus Christ wherever He sends me.
It's like we've all
Great confusion. Turning of things upside down.
minds. Have we forgotten that there are bad people in the world? There are mentally ill people in the world. Yeah. There's evil in the world. Of course, if you take away all safeguards for women and just say any man can identify as a woman, well, of course some men are going to take advantage of that. Yeah. But in the effort to appear inclusive, these politicians pass these most ridiculous laws and they take away all safeguards for women and children.
And your particular focus is on the safeguarding of children, because to my mind there are three branches to this. There's the gay rights issue. You know, what happens when you change the definition of homosexuality to mean same gender attraction. There's the feminism issue. You know, what happens when you take away women's only spaces. And then there's child safeguarding. And this is very much your focus, isn't it? And I suppose that's come from your experience as a father.
100%. I have two girls, and they're 11 and 13 years old now. I've been on this campaign for about 3 years. Traveling all around North America, but my main job in life is to be a dad. And I've lived all my fun young years. All I care about is having a good world for them to go into. And I refuse to send my girls into a world that doesn't know what a woman is, and a world that's trying to change the sex of hundreds of thousands of children. We just can't tolerate this in a society.
I've seen so many videos in the last couple of weeks of these storms constantly hitting Texas and other southern states.
Okay, we'll end it right here. Just great confusion. All right. Great confusion. Let's read that again. Okay. And the Sodomitish sea shall cast out fish and make a noise in the night, which many have not known, but they shall all hear the voice thereof. Hey, everybody's seeing what the hell is going on right now. It's being forced upon you. There shall be a confusion also in many places. All right. And the fire shall be sent out again, and the wild beasts shall change their places, and menstruous women shall bring forth monsters. Okay. We can go get many videos of Jake acting a damn fool. All right. Let's see. That's good. Saw something about work. Where was it? Good enough. Okay, so, yeah, where are we? We're at the end, clearly. All right? But the end of all things is at hand. You got to consider these things. Okay, how close are we to the hour of temptation? Right, which is when they force that sea hip. Well, how close are we to Fed now? Which the elder Ariella came out and put out some great information yesterday as to how to gauge this situation and how to, be patient and wait, But he also said, hey, we're at the end of this damn thing. It's clear. We're closer than, you can just see. All right? You can see how close we are to the end. All right? Now, we got to go through Jacob's trouble. Let's end on that. Let's start with a name. Jeremiah 30. Let's start with the name of the time that we have already entered into, and it's just going to get worse. It's going to get worse to the point where everybody's going to know, hey, this is more fucked up than it's ever been. Jeremiah 30:7. Alas, for that day, what day? That day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of, here's the name, Jacob's trouble. But he shall be saved out of it. So there's the balance. The balance is he shall be saved out of. Who is he? The elect of Israel. Okay. Who is Jake? You Israelites. Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, speckled birds. All right. So we've already crossed the Rubicon, meaning the point of no return. It's on. Wake the hell up. Go to Daniel 12. It's going to say exactly the same thing from Daniel's perspective. Daniel 12:1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, that the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people, the archangel Michael. And there shall be a time of trouble. What time of trouble? Jacob's trouble. There shall be a time of Jacob's trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. Okay, here's the balance. And at that time, thy people shall be delivered. Who's thy people? The elect of Israel. Everyone that shall be found written in the book, that's the elect. Okay, but that time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, is the time of Jacob's trouble that we are now in. Okay, great confusion. Babylon is going to rage until that fire burns everything up. All right, which is the example of what happens when you live ungodly. Right, the end sample, if you will. So this is Matthew 24, 21, yeah. For then, when? Now, we cross the Rubicon, shall be great tribulation. Okay? What volume of tribulation? How much tribulation? This time, no, nor ever shall be. Let's see what we can get out of this. Great tribulation, great distress. Great distress, greater anguish than at any time since the world began. Understand that? We just crossed over into it, and it's going to escalate exponentially. Great tribulation. Come on. Great distress, tribulation, great suffering. Okay, and people think, you just shrug it off like it's going to be all good. Oh, it'll be all good. We'll get through it. Right? Yeah, we're going to see. Right? There will be a lot of misery at that time. For trouble at that time will be far more terrible than any there has ever been. Oh, we'll get through it. You will? That's not what this says. All right. Some will. Who? The elect. Right? For the trouble at that time will be far more terrible than any there has ever been. Great suffering, great tribulation, great suffering, great oppression. Oppressed much? Suffering. Okay, now let's read the other side of that. 22. Who's going to be saved? And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect, you brought it out. There's the elect. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be short. What does that mean? The elect will be saved. That's what it means. Said that in all three examples. Jeremiah, Daniel, and right here. This time it mentioned the elect by name. All right, so here we are. Back to 2nd Ezra. What? Let's read this again. Nevertheless, as coming the tokens, the prophecies, right, which I have showed thee before, behold, the days come that they which dwell upon the earth shall be taken in a great number. Mass death. Okay? Let's go to 9 on them tokens. He answered me, said, Salakia. He answered me then and said, this is 2 Ezra 9:1. Measure thou the time diligently in itself. Knowing these things, when you see these things, know what time you're in. And when thou seest part of the signs, tokens, past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Okay? Good enough. We're going to end it right here. All right? All right, so where's Pedro? What do we got? All right. Hey, where you going to run to? Get yourself ready. All right? Stay prepared. All right? Put your big boy underwear, your big girl panties on. All right? Your grown ass underwear on. Put the armor of the Lord on. All right? So that you may be able to withstand the fiery darts and the wiles of this devil. So with that, we hope that the elect will edify you, brothers and few sisters. Shalom.